How do we deal with multiple attackers? Simple. You survive. That's it. At the end of the day, that's all it comes down to. When you have multiple people attacking you, whether it's 2-on-1, 3-on-1, even more than that, you have to survive. There's no fancy techniques. There's no crazy moves that are going to make it any easier. It just comes down to your ability to survive in different types of situations in which you are outnumbered. Now, yes, there are a few principles to keep in mind, such as constantly moving, trying to be the aggressor when possible, land as many strikes as you can, try and get to a position that allows you to maintain control as long and as often as possible. But again, at the end of the day, it all just boils down to your ability to stay calm, stay collective, and survive. So in today's video, we put ourselves through multiple different types of scenarios in which we are tested on 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, open sparring, situations where we're up against a wall where we're trying to stay on the wall, and then vice versa, we're trying to get off the wall, situations where we're on the ground, again, trying to get back up to our feet as quickly as possible. We had some situations where maybe one person was only allowed to grab and another person was only allowed to strike, but you didn't know which one was which. So basically, we put ourselves into as many different scenarios as we could with multiple attackers to allow us to get comfortable and just really kind of figure out just what works, what doesn't work, and again, can we survive it? So if you do enjoy this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Let's say we're going like what, 40% tops right now?
Roughly, yeah.
It's fucking tiring.
It's a different fight. A lot of people don't pay attention to it.
No. The conditioning alone, like again, we're training. You do that like 100%, life or death type situation, like you're burned out regardless of like, no offense to you guys, we fucking train on a regular basis. And I'm gassed, he's gassed. Like this is a different fight. You can't sit still. The second I sit still, I'm like, so when you're doing it randomly just like stop moving and just see what happens. And just watch it like people swarm.
Can't strategically throw anything. It's you know, you train all these arts, and even if you do it, you have it in your central nervous system where you're doing it every day without even thinking. It's hard to implement when you have 2 or 3 people on you. So
It's survival.
yeah,
It's 100% survival. You don't train together to fight. Like you and I got in each other's way multiple times trying to take you down. Like I was going for the leg and then he would, so I'd stop, but then he would stop and you would just start hitting us. So like that's a big factor to keep in mind is if our goal is to just beat you up, we're gonna be getting like, even when we were running around, we're constantly like shoving each other out of the way to land a good hit.
because you're bigger.
Size.
Yeah.
But the question is how, in a multiple attacker situation, can you deem who the bigger threat is? If it's more than one attacker, do what he did, and it's not, and we've talked about this, like being in the corner, it's okay in multiple attackers, because no one's getting behind me. I don't want to stay here the whole fight, but until you can like analyze, unless you're out in the open and you can just break that distance and get somebody in the middle right away, I, in my opinion, think it's fine to at least utilize this wall, because the second, like, they're both not going to come at you. So once one person comes at you, that's my open. Now I'm striking, taking you down, moving, and now I can go from there, rather than kind of being like, okay, which one of you is going to hit me first, and who's the bigger threat? Like, I'd rather at that point just kind of hunker down. I don't want to hunker down here, because hunkering down here means you're just doing this. Exactly. So it's either I'm going to, like, if I see him, I'm going to put myself in a position where now I can see both of them. But okay, no one's behind me. If all of a sudden another person comes up, I'm shifting. But by that point, like, I'm just going to go. Otherwise, yeah, if you're by a wall and like people are like, okay, chill. I'm gonna just start doing this. Take care of whoever's the bigger threat at first, and then as the other one becomes a bigger threat, you have to shift your focus accordingly. Ground, if they're just holding on to my leg, fuck it, let them hold on to my leg. As long as I'm able to defend. But if what they're doing is hindering my ability to actively defend from another person, that now becomes my bigger threat, because this means shit if I can't get off this. So the biggest thing when it comes to multiple attackers, there's no clean cut technique. There's no one solution. There's no you do X, Y, and Z to get out of it. It's like no matter what position you're in, if there's more than one person attacking you, you just have to survive as long as you can. It's either somebody comes and helps you, somebody drops, you land a lucky hit. Like you're gonna take more hits than you give, 100%. Like people are gonna be pummeling you. You have to survive, but just because they're hitting you doesn't mean like you're gonna get knocked out the first shot. So train to just survive, position yourself, stay out of the middle as much as possible, utilize the walls to your advantage, move. Like have to be aggressive, have to move, have to constantly be moving around them and making them essentially chase you rather than you just sitting still. The second you sit still, they swarm you. So there you have it. Fucking multiple attackers. It ain't fun. Again, today's drills, we strictly just did striking and grabbing. No weapon, no anything along those lines. We'll do that for future videos, but 100% just like controlling multiple attackers in a striking and grappling situation with multiple different types of scenarios. So, until next time.